Made it back.
Yay!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sparring Session. What's up, Jay? You made it back.
Listen, don't do me right now. Let me get my bearings together, okay? Just mind your business. Just mind your business.
What's up, y'all? Sorry, we are a few minutes late. We're a few minutes late because we had some technical difficulties, but we here. Well, most of the crew is here. Miss Tangerine is not feeling well, so she won't be with us tonight. But
feel better, boo.
We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight.
Feel
better. Week of the Sparring Session. This is our first episode of 2021. So happy New Year to everybody.
What a day! Happy New Year.
All right. Yeah. So speaking of Happy New Year.
To jump right into it.
Yeah, we just go get right into it. You know what I'm saying? New Year's resolutions. What's up, y'all? Y'all over them yet?
Woo! I feel like after the day, I got to make some more.
or break them.
Right.
I'm not even mad at that. Make some new ones. Why not?
It's like, I mean, I was trying to, but
the country needed a resolution.
I know that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like a little kid playing a video game, and you get mad, so you take it out, blowing it, and then reset it, and try to play it again.
That's not the Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah,
that's what we are.
It feels like, man.
A big old Nintendo cartridge.
Like, I need to wake up and do this all over again because I don't feel right about this.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna blame. I know who to blame for this BS. All the people that at midnight didn't jump up and say Jumanji at because we knew what it was. It's a damn group project, and everybody knew what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to be at 11:59, Jumanji, and boom, then we were supposed to reset. It did not, and now we're here.
Now we're here.
We're here.
Yeah.
Right now. This is where we are.
But I will say that we're here with 2 new senators, though.
Yeah.
Even in Jumanji, some good stuff happens sometimes.
Right.
Right.
A little silver lining, need a little silver lining sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. We got a few people checking in on the Facebook chat. What up to Gary Chandler?
Hey, GC.
Happy belated birthday, GC.
Oh yeah, Gary Chandler, that's the big homie, man. So appreciate y'all tuning in. We are live on Groove Radio Detroit, Mixcloud, Twitch, Facebook, and also we're live on my YouTube channel.
Everywhere.
Again, we appreciate y'all tuning in, hanging out with us. We do this every Wednesday. Again, this is the first episode of 2021. We're really happy that you guys are here. So if you are
happy,
tuning in and you want to join in on some of the conversations, just put something in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And we'll respond to you. You can join in. You know what I'm saying? You don't just have to listen to us. Well, you do have to listen to us, but
I love it. You do have.
But if you have something that you want to add to the broadcast, we don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Showing you some love. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
There
absolutely.
you go.
I am Boog. We got Jay on my grind.
Ow, ow. Hey, y'all. Hey.
We got Sir Brock.
What's up, y'all?
And
Right there.
Professor G himself.
Hey,
No,
what's going on, everybody? Happy
that way.
December 30. Happy December 37th.
Right.
Right. Level 21 of Jumanji.
Can I borrow that? Can I borrow that, please?
Sure.
Thank
Sure.
you. That is so, because it got to be still 2020. It got to be.
Yeah.
It got
That's
to
what I'm
be.
saying. We all had a group project. You were supposed to jump up and say Jumanji. The next day, we was all supposed to eat our black eyed peas.
I
People
did.
didn't do it. I ain't mine.
I did. I did.
See? But everybody did. I ain't gonna eat them this year. Because ain't nothing, it didn't happen. Nothing happened good in 2020. And now we're here.
And now we're
Right.
here. Okay. Thank
That's
you.
the main thing I want everyone to understand. And now we're here.
Look, it was all good just
My
a week ago.
boo thing to Von wanted some love. She's saying, hey, y'all.
Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn.
Hey, Von.
What up? What up?
Hashtag, and now we're here.
Right.
And now we're here. All because you. And it's funny because I use that all the time with my students when they don't follow directions. I'm like, and now we're here.
And now we're here. This is the culmination of everything.
Right. Yep.
And now we're here.
And now we're here.
We got a lot of little gems and tidbits I'm taking today. I just want you to know, I'm not a klepto, but I'm about to be stealing a whole lot of your shit.
Oh no, take it.
Okay,
take it. I'm definitely here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
Thank
you. I'm glad that you brought that up about taking things, because Georgia looked in the mirror and was like, I don't want to be red no more. I want to be blue. And completely flipped.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that a Jewish guy and a black preacher would be the two new senators for the state of Georgia?
Listen, Atlanta was ready to flip, yo.
They were ready. I'm so proud of I got so much family in Atlanta. I'm so proud of y'all. Thank you. I'm so proud of y'all.
They went out in record numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
were very impressive, bro. I was like, yo, that's what's up.
So, when any good thing that happens, shout out Fulton County for, of course, voting at a record pace. And once again, Black women save the day. Shout out to the Queen of the South.
Oh, yeah.
The Queen of the South, Stacey Abrams.
Yep, Stacey Abrams was very pivotal.
Absolutely.
And Keisha.
And Keisha.
Yep. Let me speak respectfully of Keisha.
Did you just call it Keisha like y'all went to high school together?
that's an off the air story. I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, you got an off the air story about Keisha Lance Bottoms? Off the air, we'll talk about it. Keep going.
Off the air. After, in fact, I might put it in a private chat.
No, you're not. No, you're not. We will not get on the first Wednesday. No,
because if I put it in a private chat, you're gonna act up. So here's my and you already know. I enjoy a little mischief. So my question to you, Jay, is that what you brought a really good question to us in our production meeting about the influence of hip hop in the state of Georgia. So what was your question about that?
I think I did. We were having a little meeting of the minds, and the topics are usually music or sports driven because this is a sparring session, and so that's what we discussed. Okay, and so I wanted to know, did the viewing public, because I do, feel that rap and hip hop artists, namely those from Georgia, but others as well, do you think they had much of an influence in Georgia swinging?
Okay.
That's a good question.
That is a great question. And
sorry, I was distracted by the mid discussion. I was distracted by the mid discussion notes off to the side. So let me regroup. Let me focus. Okay.
Sure.
For 2021, let me focus.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, do you think that rap or hip hop artists played a role in the swinging of Georgia?
I think so. Okay.
Okay.
Like the more progressive artists, like T.I., Like, or you so it's either whether no matter where they're from, south, east, west, don't matter. Like the more progressive, the more popular artists, T.I., Jeezy, Snoop, people whose platform is bigger than the music they do.
I was proud of like 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
Like really getting down in the neighborhood, doing drives, and even saw representation on a lot of the versus battles. You saw a lot of the senators start coming in because they knew those numbers and that viewership was going to be so high. So that was a great way to cross market and to campaign. But yeah, I really feel like in general, not just in Georgia, but I feel like in general, hip hop artists and rap artists, just that mainstream genre of music really played a big part in influencing Georgia going red to blue.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say that these are some quick fun facts about voter registration between Black folks between the age of 25. There were 87% of first-time voters, and that says a lot because 87% means that there are people. If you're 25, that means that's a lot of elections that you were like and pass on. So that's really good to be able to kind of add that inside of that. So I do feel like there was an influential voice that was good. I do feel like T.I. has found a voice. Once again, 2 Chainz, but I think people will underestimate how this one. I think that sometimes people underestimate how smart 2 Chainz is because he went to college. He's a former SGA president. Like this dude knows what the hell he's talking about. So
I'm real surprised. I would say surprised, but also impressed with how, like I said, like T.I. and Jeezy articulated their influence and how important it is to get out and vote.
Right.
They were definitely down with the youth movement, with the Black Lives Matter movement, and encouraging all of us to get out and vote because of how important it is to us personally.
Yeah, so, I definitely feel that. So now my question is this: do you feel that this is momentum that can be carried? Because my whole issue is that I don't need this to be a microwavable moment. I need this to be stew. Like I need this to come all the way through. So the question is, do you believe like this is something that can come all the way? Like this can continue?
Yeah. This ain't no one-time thing. This ain't a one-time thing.
No, I think this pandemic has shown a lot of people that they're going to have to do more.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people were probably too passive before. I think they now see that they can't do that anymore. Like you can't afford to do that anymore. You can't be passive anymore. You have to be more active. You got to be more proactive. You know what I'm saying? And for us to really start to see the things that we want to see, we got to stand up.
Yeah.
Or we got to make our voices heard. There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Absolutely. If you want something you've never had, you got to be willing and available to do what you've never done. Absolutely. So it's like you can't complain about something that you don't like, but don't do nothing to change it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I agree.
So it's like, no, you have to get out and vote for who and what you want to make happen.
And I mean, that's just the simplest thing.
Yeah.
It's still going to take more than that. And I think people are starting to see that.
Yeah.
There's got to be consistency with people going to the polls and being more active in the things that's going on in the community, staying connected to people, staying connected to the grassroots organizations and knowing what's happening in your county, in your city, in your state, because it's way more important now. You know what I'm saying?
Just look at the turnout of the Senate runoff.
Yeah.
It was the highest in record history. That's because Stacey Abrams said, "All right, y'all got me on that last one. Hold my beer. Watch this."
Yep.
And put the feet to the pavement and drew such a massive following that you couldn't help but to feel inspired by that movement. You couldn't help but to feel like, okay, maybe things are going to change. Maybe things are going to start to, go over this apex and we can start seeing things a little more clear and get back to whatever normal is. We don't know what normal is anymore, but whatever the normal is, get back to something. You know what I'm saying? But that to your point, but that aggression is well overdue. It's well overdue.
I also say this too, that we often complain about, candidates don't take care of a Black agenda, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I don't think that candidates feel any reason to do it consistently is because we haven't been consistent. I think that now, after this has happened, we can now show up at the table and say we helped elect somebody.
Sure.
And if you don't give us,
right.
And in the next couple of years, if you don't pay the piper it's due, we will suppress our vote. See, this is really now you can play that card of suppressing the vote. Because when you used to say in the past, or we'll suppress the vote, Ken has been like, y'all been suppressing your own vote.
Yeah.
Y'all votes never counted in the first place.
First place, right?
And I think that was always the mindset. It's only one vote. That's not gonna make no difference. No
exactly.
way. And a bunch of those end up being the major, and now the Trump is in office. But
so now so here we go. Additional +1 question off of your question. Ready?
Ready.
Who is the real king or queen of Georgia? Is it T.I.? Is it Stacey? Is it what's my
Keisha.
guy's name? Is it Keisha or
who?
He froze.
Oh.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That was a ridiculous cliffhanger right there.
Oh dang! I was trying to touch him.
Oh,
come on back.
Oh, you're trying to touch me back. Oh, I'm back. Or bam, I'm back. Or Tyler Perry. Serious? It happened again? That's hilarious.
You know what?
Or Tyler Perry.
The king or queen of the South.
But you're asking for different levels of royalty for different reasons, though.
It's different. Those are different.
No.
You got 4 different. You got 4 types of audiences.
No.
People.
I mean, I'm gonna say that they're all royalty in their own right, though. I mean, Stacey Abrams is undisputably the queen of the South right now. She has earned that role. She has earned that title. And I feel like she has big things ahead of her. T.I. been the king of the South since Rubber Band Man. He already put his claim on that. So that's what makes him the king of the South. So he's pretty much the go-to when you cross those state lines and you need a pass and you got to go to that one person to get that salute. He gives you that pass and you go on about your business.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry is the world's philanthropist. So he in his own right, he in his own right. I mean, what person about to go into a Walmart and cash out everybody's layaway?
That's real.
All of y'all.
Yeah.
Who gonna open up their own? He said, you know what? I used to live in my car, but now I'm gonna film a movie about somebody living in their car on my own movie set.
Yeah. In my own studio.
In my own studio. He's the king of the South too. He's the king of Atlanta. They all kings
that used to be a Confederate base.
Yeah.
Come on, talk about it, bro.
I was gonna say for hot money, if y'all ever in Atlanta, take the time to go to Stone Mountain and you'll be freaked out.
Yeah, my cousin.
Stone. Woo!
And the images are still carved in the side of Stone Mountain.
Yeah, that junk is crazy. For those of us that are are listening in and not familiar with Stone Mountain is a monument to Confederate soldiers, and they have a laser light show. Like it's literally like a theme park that's there. It's absolutely crazy. So go there and know that you might have to fight somebody. So just whatever.
Well, any state that you drive through or drive in, and the interstate buckle up signs have a Confederate seatbelt going across the state.
Right.
No, roll that one, okay?
Oh, it's a whole. You'll see it. You'll see that on 75 on the way down south. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that.
Yep.
Well, my mom is from South Carolina, so I'm not.
Good old boys.
Yeah, my mom is from a town in South Carolina that's about an hour and a half outside of Georgia. Well, outside of Atlanta, actually. And I would see Confederate flags everywhere. My grandmother's neighbor's house had Confederate flags. Just everywhere. It was just common. But I also knew don't go down certain streets. But I mean, the Confederate flag was nothing that I'm not a stranger to seeing. But I tell you, some of the nicest Caucasian people I've ever seen in South Carolina. So sweet. So sweet to you.
Interesting.
So sweet. It's such an oxymoron.
But it's funny because again, the first time I actually saw one personally, I was in.
Saw one what? Caucasian?
No, I saw a Confederate flag.
Oh, I thought we were talking about
Confederate. The first time I saw one, I was in Brighton, and like you said, some of them can be very sweet, and then I mean you're gonna have some of them Uncle Jesse's from the Dukes of Hazzard. Old man Whitebeard, tipping his hat. How you doing, sir? All that kind of stuff. But then you got them backwoods, tobacco chewing, them kind of people that you do, like you said, you want to stay away from at a certain time. So they go. You can't really. I don't want to say judge a book by its cover, but that's a symbol I choose to stay away from. Period.
Well, as a student at Michigan State, when we first went up for our freshman orientation, they actually advised us to not get off on the Howell or Brighton exits.
Yeah, right.
Because at that time, and I don't know how, I mean, I'm 20 plus blah, blah, blah years removed. But I don't know if that's still the head of the Michigan chapter of the KKK in the Brighton Howell area.
Howell, yeah.
I mean, there's still KKK there, but the real KKK capital area here in Michigan is Marshall, Michigan, which is
okay,
which is right outside of Battle Creek.
Okay.
Yeah, Kellogg Town.
Yeah, Kellogg Town, India. Wow. Woo! That's a lot of variety that's involved inside of people and points of views. And it's funny because I wanted to bring this up about Brock discussing variety in one of the most famous songs about American history or inside American history, which would be the national anthem. So he brought a really good question up inside of course, our production meeting, which was simply this. And Brock, you can roll out your question here.
Yeah. Well, we're a couple of weeks from the Super Bowl, and we're big, like I said, this sports is a major topic on the show. So in terms of Super Bowl, in terms of big sporting events, period, what was or what is your favorite rendition of the national anthem, or who performed your favorite halftime show? And I think I can guess what Jay's favorite rendition is.
Try me. Go ahead.
I know what mine is.
Your favorite rendition of the national anthem was Whitney Houston.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. That's not mine.
What's my second? What? Come on. If it wasn't the first, it's the second. What's the first?
This is mine.
Give it to me.
Jay, yours is easy because I think we share the same one.
Talk to me, Jay.
Your favorite rendition is one that is exactly 4 minutes long. It's put in 2/4 time, and it is, of course, Marvin Gaye's version of it.
You better talk. You better talk.
Yes,
you better
sir.
talk about it.
Listen,
You better
listen.
talk about it.
When he did that, I was watching.
What?
I remember watching that game live. Okay, that was
Wow.
Well, I wasn't.
that was the '83 or '84 All-Star game in LA at the Forum.
I was a little sugar. Okay.
Yeah. So Marvin performed that and made it sound like an R&B single.
Yes.
He made it sound like an R&B single, and the LA
Yes.
crowd loved it. And Magic, that big grin that he had on his face hearing it. But that rendition stands out to me. It always has.
But Whitney is my number 2.
Yeah, Whitney is number 2.
The reason why Whitney is my number 2 is because her voice was like nobody else's voice, and the power that she wrote that song out in. And when she was holding that little, can I say crack sweat? It was 2 songs.
Oh, nice. Well played. We'll let it. Hold on for a second. Judges, we will allow crack sweat. We will allow crack sweat.
Holding that crack sweat rag. And when she dropped her hand down, she meant that with every bit of her body, every fiber that she had. When she dropped that little flimsy white crack sweat rag.
You got to remember though, that was also during Persian Gulf time.
Nice.
So hearing that song at that time,
sweating like she was in the Persian Gulf. I mean,
or that's crack sweat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That song with her, that song at that time with her voice.
Judges, was it crack? I don't.
Hold on.
So my
C17. C17.
My boy Will in the Facebook chat said, "Fuck the national anthem."
That's fair.
So that was going to be. I was actually going to piggyback a question off of that. Because they always have the regular national anthem, and then they had a Canadian national anthem. Why they don't never squeeze the black national anthem up in there, I don't know. But with all of the African American athletes that is in these sports, we need to get us some lift every voice and sing all up and through.
I need a new song because I'm tired of living.
Yeah, like so my nerve.
Lift every voice.
I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it.
Being HBCU born and bred, I love the Black National Anthem.
Do you know?
I understand. I do.
Okay.
I do know why countries hate our national anthem. Like I honestly understand it. Like when I talk. Well, no, because we literally our anthem is like literally like us talking at its finest. We're literally recalling about like we sung a song about how we whoop somebody's ass.
Yeah, good point. You got a good point.
Yeah.
You gotta
and like other like I have friends from other countries be like, y'all anthem is so disrespectful.
They like
wait, you should clap back.
Yeah.
You should clap back at them like, wait a minute, has anybody ever read the lyrics to the second verse of the national anthem? Nobody sings that verse.
That's
for a very good reason.
Yeah.
For a very good reason. So
I mean, Francis Scott Key was just like chilling and was like watching this fight. Like basically, he's almost damn near like a Messy Marvin. Like, oh, for real? Y'all up to think y'all about to win?
Right.
Watch this. Rockets red blare, the bombs burst. It came through the night. And look, hey homie, our flag was still there. You know, it's some shade. It's some shade in the national anthem. It's some shade. I always love in the Olympics whenever America is placed first and like the United Kingdom, has placed second. Oh, I love their faces watching that.
But you notice that whenever we are on that top ring, our anthem is played the loudest out of everybody.
That joke is mad loud.
So obnoxious. It's like obnoxiously loud.
I mean, not only is it loud, not only is it loud, but they slow it down to make sure you hear what's going on.
Right.
Because our song is written in a meter. It's an Irish drinking song.
Yeah.
It's all of the elements of some like man,
It's
you know,
it is patriotism to the 10th power.
Oh God, it's
nauseating. It's right, especially at the last and they hold that last note out forever, and you just sit there like, you gonna take all this in. That's crazy.
It is so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful.
But that's us as a country, a little disrespectful country.
We are.
Carry on.
Mm-hmm. Is it just me when we could go outside and go to live sporting events? When people would forget the lyrics, have you ever been in an arena where people start booing?
Yeah.
Booing the anthem?
Yeah. So imagine I'm singing it and like I had to rock you. When people start turning their face, they don't know it, and people start boo. Oh man, it's crucial.
Like, how patriotic do I have to be because I have to learn the national anthem? Trust
my thing is, but don't you dare pull a Carl Lewis. Don't you dare pull a Carl Lewis.
So we got a comment from my boy Will. He said the new national anthem for Black people should be "Fuck the World" by Tupac.
Okay.
I'm with that. Why not? Why not? It's 2021.
You know what?
Why not?
I'm not mad at it.
I'm going that.
It's me against the world.
I'll go that or the 69 Boys Tootsie Roll. That would be. I feel a hoop coming on. A hoop coming. Everybody, hoop.
Give me tag team. Whoop, there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
Right.
Yo.
Whoop, there it is. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that would be a unifying national anthem. You wouldn't have to do a lot. All you would have to do is go whoop, whoop, whoop. That's it. We got everything.
I like that. Any national anthem that incorporates dance moves, I'm here for it.
Swag and surf.
Man.
Listen, if our national dance was
swag
surf, dog.
Oh my God. Let's go.
Actually, low key, the swag surf is like low key our national anthem.
Yeah,
that would be so dope though. Like if everybody, no matter what arena, like once we, post COVID, I don't want to move too much.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you now. If you've ever been to a sporting event and that song come on, you will literally see people in the crowd.
Yeah,
swag. Unanimously in the same direction.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to figure it out
in the same direction, and I love it. I love that.
One time for Howard University, who does a great job of that at football games. I do enjoy them. Of course, one time for my alma mater. But I mean, down south, there's so many dances. Like swag surf is like really, really low on the list.
Yeah.
Like I would damn near say it's not even top 10.
Well, y'all got Louisiana stuff, so that's a whole different, color.
Yeah, that's
Y'all party central, so y'all come up with stuff. Y'all inventors down there, like we about to push our hips, and we gotta.
One time for DJ Jubilee, and of course, Hot Boy Ronald, which of course has the most ignorant dance of all time. When I feel talk about capitalizing on an accident. One time for Hot Boy Ronald. So this is the Hot Boy Ronald story real quick. The Hot Boy Ronald dance is just you walk up and you walk back. That's the Hot Boy Ronald. Why is that the Hot Boy Ronald? Because Hot Boy Ronald got shot. And people didn't think this man was going to ever walk again. So they're like, and walk like Ronald. Hot boy Ronald. Walk boy Ronald. Hot boy Ronald. And this is his track.
Hey, Siobhan said Josephine Johnny.
Oh, Josephine Johnny, Lord have mercy.
Y'all just went over my head. I ain't never been to Louisiana. So.
I gotta go to Louisiana one time, man.
I know I gotta go.
Jay,
I'm actually going the end of this month.
My brother went to Grambling, and my mother graduated from Bethune-Cookman. So I knew I was a shoo-in. I was like, oh, I'm going to a black college. What you talking about? I'm about to be so HBCU. I ain't gonna know what to do. I ain't got time for me to graduate. My mom was like, what you fix to is either use the softball scholarship to go to Ohio Northern, or you're gonna go to Michigan State University. Who the F got Ohio Northern? I was like, Mama, I can't go to no black college. I was like, I want to go. Different world was pop. I was like, I want to go to a black college, Mama. She was like, that's what you about to do? She was like, you about to go play this softball, or you about to go up 96. This is what you about to do. It took my mom over 20 years to admit that she should have let me go to a HBCU.
Wow.
Jay, if you
had that conversation last year.
Jay, if you would have went to school in New Orleans, they've been trying to speak French to you all day.
Well, my grandfather was born and raised in Haiti, and I have family in Louisiana. Shout out to the Clarks and the Christophers. So I have, familiar roots.
That's real.
In the Creole, in the Geechee Gullah community, all in South Carolina, and all of that. But I wonder, could I go to a black college now and be like a Jaleesa type?
Oh, absolutely.
I already have my degree though, but could I do it like master's level likewise? Like
absolutely, go.
Still get my little,
Jaleesa is Sheila. Sheila is Jaleesa.
Your accent didn't fool me. Yes. I just made a different world reference today. And it's so funny because the different world reference I made was about the sit-in that Dwayne and Ron put together because they were protesting against the censorship when Ron gave Dwayne the tape of the explicit stuff and he played it on the radio, and then they all wanted to take over Dean Hughes' office. And if they had tried what they did today at Dean Hughes' office, they would have got expelled. Okay,
and put on the list.
They would have got put on her list. Okay, so I said what these fools needed at the Capitol was for a Mr. Gaines type to just start cooking food. Food distracts everybody. If somebody had been out there cooking some food, this shit wouldn't have happened.
Colonel Kelly.
That's fine. So I was gonna say, and speaking of which, of what happened at the Capitol today, that part. Yeah. So I know that was in our production meeting. So Boog, mayhem at the Capitol. Anyone can jump in on this one.
Yeah.
So right now I'm because I'm sitting in front of my TV at the same time because I just had to I wanted to see what was going to be popping off. So
that's why this show is so good, because we're trying to bring you breaking news.
So like right now you got top national security officials from the White House that are now considering resigning.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Well, some of them already have resigned. Which is
Melania Trump, chief of staff, already resigned.
She resigned earlier, like literally like a couple of hours ago. She resigned from her post. I think there's going to be a lot more folks that we're going to see resigning or whatever, because it's better for them to do it that way than for them to get
removed.
Boot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this is like the best way for them to just go ahead and walk it on out.
Yeah.
I knew y'all messed up.
Yeah.
I would like to see some of these police officers fired that let the original group of people in to the capital area.
Come on now.
So it's I saw at least 4 different videos earlier this afternoon. Literally, there wasn't no people that bust through
They were let in.
wait or whatever. They were literally let in by DC police. They let them in. Let them in. And it was 5 officers I saw in one video that literally walked in front of them and basically walked them up the steps, yo.
Wow.
So if you give me 2 seconds, I'm about to freak you out. Okay.
Wow.
Ready?
Yeah,
So about 2 years ago, I had won a teaching award. You know, God is amazing. And I got invited to the Capitol. Now, when you get invited to the Capitol, you have to go through the visitor center.
Mm-hmm.
And you go through the visitor center because you have to go through checkpoints and everything else. We had a really great time. We had special passes for us to sit on the floor. We got to see the government at work, everything else. We ate vouchers. And mind you, I'm a guest. Yeah. Like, people know who the hell I am, okay? So I'm handshaking. I'm taking pictures. We're up in the rotunda. We're all the way at the top of the Capitol. Mm-hmm. My kids are having the time of their life. The bus does not come back to the visitor center. It goes on the back end of the Capitol, where, of course, the people are breaking in to the Capitol today. Okay. Okay. I want to be very clear about me telling you this. So I realized that in the midst of our fun, we did not take a picture. So we walked up to the gate, not on the stairs, to the gate. And my kids and I are posing for a picture. Out of nowhere, we're surrounded by officers that have fingers on the trigger. Like, they're here to do one thing and one thing only. Wow. X us out. I start yelling, "Hey, yo, what are y'all doing? You can't be around them." Like, bro, I'm a teacher. I'm with my kids. I got my suit on, my tie. You know, I'm fresh to death, like I'm after death. I'm in the building. And like, yo, what are you doing? And my kids are traumatized after having such a great day.
For sure.
And it's like, as a teacher, I'm trying to teach kids hope and to believe in the government. And just like that fairy tale is over.
Yeah.
And I know even more so, these kids are now on their way to college because it's their senior high school. Mm-hmm. And we've been texting each other all day like, "Mr. Clarkson, wasn't that where we almost got shot at?" I was like, "Facts."
Wow.
That's great.
Ain't that where we almost got shot at, Mr. Clarkson? Yes.
That's great.
That's exactly where we almost got shot at. Yeah. Now, mind you, my kids live in some very dangerous neighborhoods, but they were getting ready to get shot in Northeast DC in front of the Capitol for saying cheese. So that's why I'll say this. Post this event. That's why I no longer can believe in the police. Not gonna be able to do it. Just not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, that's real.
I mean, I haven't been a believer in the police in a while. I mean, there are I know some good officers or whatever, but I still to this day just, you know, I feel like too many of the good officers compromise and allow, you know, this bullshit to go on.
They become complicit.
And you know what? Some of the good
because they know the history of law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you rebel and buck against the system, unless you got everybody in your department on your side, like y'all gonna be the odd people out, and they gonna make it hell for you on the way out, and then they gonna harass you and make it hell for you after you're out.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that's why some of these people, they just don't say anything because they like, I need to keep my job, I need to keep my insurance, I got a family, this and that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I would just really like to see a day where they just be like, well, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can get other opportunities to do something else, but it's about what's right and what's wrong. And so if something is wrong, you need to say something.
I think we have it in the right direction for what you're looking for. I think the accountability is starting to become a lot more forefront, where the complacency and people being complicit, like, for example, over the summer, you knew that it was officers that needed to step up and be like, hey, you just killed that person. Flat out. There's no other way around it, no other way to wrap it, no other way to say it. You killed George Floyd. People needed to say that. You killed Ahmaud Arbery. People needed to say, like, people needed to come out and be like, this happened, that happened. You need to be held accountable. I just saw they ended up not pressing charges for the officer who shot Jacob Blake. They said he had a knife. All this, that, and the third. Like, the accountability element, it's starting to come back, but it's just, I mean, we can't wipe out the whole department.
Yeah,
What we gonna do?
I don't really see that. I see it from outside departments. People saying like, "Yeah, you killed that person."
Well, that's
but as
what
far
I'm
as
saying.
the people,
It needs to be on
but
the
as far-
inside. Yeah,
but to me, that's not accountability, because if
Yeah.
I don't work in your department, if I'm not in your state and in your city, it's easy for me to say, "Yeah,
Right.
you was
Outside
wrong.
looking in.
You shot this person," right?
right,
Yeah.
But the people that's actually in that department that work next to these officers
right.
ain't
Ain't
said
saying nothing.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about the same thing. I'm just piggybacking off of you. I'm saying it needs to happen more. I'm hoping that it'll start happening now. That
I mean, I haven't seen it at all. Like I said, I've seen it from officers
yeah,
that are in other departments and in other states and cities.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
that don't count.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool that you understand and you can admit that this was wrong. But what about the officers that's actually
within
there?
the precinct. Right,
that's
right.
there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What about the prosecuting attorneys that's right there and know, like,
Yeah.
yo, this is wrong, but they covering up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And see, that's what I'm saying, is that, like,
They dismissing it like, nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have all the facts. Just lying, knowing that they keep
yeah,
body cams and keeping testimonies from folks who was right there and they
Well,
not,
that
you know what I'm
was
saying?
Daniel Cameron's whole ordeal. That was his whole MO.
Absolutely. Yeah.
and that to me is my issue, is that, like, in every other profession, there is a community of accountability.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like if you're a bad chef inside of a restaurant and
Yeah.
you serving people bad food, you got
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you're bad at your firefighter, you
Yeah.
got to go. Like, if
Yeah.
you're amongst a bunch of pilots and you're drunk, you got to go.
Not,
Even
but not only that, not only are you fired or not welcome at that restaurant, but your reputation travels.
Right.
absolutely.
Reputation travels. So
Right.
if you're a bad,
like,
if you're a
and
bad
that's the
not
other
only-
thing.
yeah, now if you're a bad, especially police, that thin blue line is paper thin. That shield that they're protecting has a whole lot of cracks in it. But
Yeah.
and if you're a bad cop, one
You
bad
can go
apple
to
can
another
most definitely,
department.
Yeah.
one bad apple can most definitely spoil the bunch. So it affects more than just their department. Absolutely.
I've never understood that. I've never understood how a police officer can be fired, not quit. I'm talking about be terminated from a
Terminated,
force
right?
and go to a whole nother force and join their force. And then people wonder why the same behavior happens at the new force. But it's like, nobody thought that all of the corruption that followed them from this other force that they were at, nobody thought that that was going to occur at this precinct. Like, y'all didn't put two and two together.
It ain't got nothing
allowed.
to do. It ain't got nothing to
Like,
do.
nobody pulled the internal affairs file. Nobody said,
No, because there's actually, in all fairness, there's technically no such thing. So, show that I executive produced, we talked to a lawyer about why does this not happen? Because the union laws that police officers are under is like one of the greatest contracts of all time. Like, imagine if you bare hand smack somebid at a job and you were fired, okay? And they called that job and said, why did this person get fired? And that person knew that if they even hinted that you had done something that was wrong, that they would lose their job and pay a fine. then you automatically know what time it is. And that is literally the lay of the land inside of a lot of police unions. That's why they
And
can
that's
go
why
from
the
one precinct
immunity,
to
that's
another.
why the immunity is gonna get them off the hook every time. Qualified
Absolutely.
immunity is the loopiest of loopholes if I have ever seen one.
Correct.
It gives any law enforcement official the right to go out and commit any crime they want and be protected by the badge. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think any other country in the world practices a policy like qualified immunity. I think it should be absolutely destroyed. That whole process, the whole policy, scrap it. It is cops are people.
Yeah.
Cops are people.
Right.
Cops are people. Cops are crimes. Cops are no different. They go home as regular civilians when they take their badge off and they punch out at the end of the day. They may be off duty, but they're a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
They put their pants on the same way. They eat the same food. If you were walking down the street and they were in uniform, you would not say, you know what? I think that's a cop I just walked by. There's nothing distinguishing a law enforcement official off the clock. So why should they get special treatment when they commit crimes off the clock or on the clock for that matter?
That is the reason why I feel like in general our police will not get better, because there's no sense of accountability. I have argued this, and I've spoken about this at great nauseum, that the only way that it gets better is that if you are found guilty of a wrongful death, that money comes directly out of your pension. There's no reason why the people that are paying taxes should be punished for your bad mistake. And I think that if that's the case, you would see a lot of wiser decisions being made of who you shoot and who you don't shoot. Because we know people have been paid off in the past, but unfortunately that city has paid that bill. That's unfair. So I just feel like moving forward, that's just gonna have to what the shake is gonna be.
Well, it's the domino effect, though. It really needs to start at the top, at the judicial system,
and then go down for sure.
And it has to be a trickle down effect. That's the only way you're going to see some of those things on the state and local level even start to change, because the federal, they really the ones is like,
yeah.
So the state be like, they all working in concert together, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something that really, really happens bad, where they feel like it really makes them look bad, and then they'll react. And then the only reason they'll do something is
today was an example of that, Boog.
They'll only do something, just because of the backlash. It's a PR thing. It's not because I really feel like you're wrong, or I really feel like I should punish you. It's like, man, you embarrassed us.
It's my image.
You embarrassed us. So now I gotta, put the
damage control.
Yeah. That's all. What is that?
But that, did you hear my question, Bud?
What's that?
Do you feel like the actions that have taken place today is a good disruption that we needed in order to get to what you're talking about from the top down, where positions in the top, Gianna says no to?
But this
is the thing though. We literally saw a video of Trump basically inviting them clowns there.
For sure.
Yes.
I agree with that.
And guess what? They also reported that people in the Senate and in Congress, they already knew that he was going to do that. This was planned. This was like in their itinerary for the week. You know what I'm saying? For the month.
Here's my silver lining.
So what I'm trying to say is that they knew all of this was going to happen.
I
don't really give a damn how they handling it right now on TV and how the media trying to spin it like this is the worst day in U.S. history and all this other stuff. That's just a cover up for some more bullshit. They mad because Trump about to be out of office. The Republicans knew that they was about to get overtaken. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff is just a show. Guess how many people they arrested in DC when the Black Lives Matter protesters was out there? 80 people in one night got arrested, booked, had to pay to get out of jail. Guess how many people was on Capitol Hill today in that food?
More than 80. More than 80.
Like 2,000 people. And how many people got arrested? 13.
I know. 13.
13 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw some guys straight swinging on the cops. I'm like, damn, I know you got to get arrested after that shit.
But see that, and that's the thing too, is that it's not the fact that they swung on the cops. It was the defensive stance that they took. See, this is my concern, is that when Ray and them do things like that, they're dead.
Yeah,
they don't get a day in court.
Oh, them guns come out quick. That
right.
Wait, did you see the picture of my man chilling on Pelosi's desk with his feet up?
Oh, I got you one better. My favorite was the fact that a dude walked out of the Capitol
with the thing in his hand. Yeah.
And then the other dude that took a selfie with DC Metro.
Yeah.
And I immediately, got in contact with some of my friends, and I said, "Hey, this is why my kids don't respect y'all." I was like, "This is the part." I was like, "You don't ever have to wonder why they look at you funny, be like, This is the part right here, because you straight up was like,
yeah, we did that, and what?
Like they walked through the hall of, like, if you've ever been in DC, right, the Hall of Statues. That carpet that's there is because that floor is very, very sacred. Where they walked at is the same place that Rosa Parks laid in state, okay? Being the first citizen ever to not be an elected official to lay in state. They walked in there and completely disrespected that. They walked through
like cutting through a cemetery almost.
Yeah, they walked through like offices. Like got people stealing Nancy Pelosi's mail.
They left her. They left their notes on her desk too. They wrote notes to her and left notes on her desk.
First of all,
and I feel like some of that was staged. If you ask me.
Yeah, because my other thing too is this: are we still gonna pretend like we're not in a pandemic? Like the fact that they up in the Capitol right now, still trying to do that. How many? They didn't temperature check them fools there when they walked in. We don't know who's coughing pandemic.
Right.
Coughing COVID.
Yeah.
They just like honestly,
you bring up a really good point, but they didn't come inside the chamber though, so they could go back to they went in the chamber too.
Yeah,
Jay, trust me, I
was working, but I was trying to all day.
So they got them in there right now. Senate is right now. They decided to reconvene. Right.
I saw that.
I'm looking at Pence right now.
Okay.
There was a guy in that mob who was sitting in that same seat. He's sitting there right now with his feet up on the desk. He stood up on the desk. He took pictures. He took selfies. He had a flag. And all
now I posted the pictures of the people that were in the offices, like
I'm talking about this dude was on this floor right
on the floor
where the Senate is right now. The congressmen and congresswomen that are in here right now on the Senate floor. It was a dude that was in there
sitting where Mike Pence sitting. I'm looking at it right now.
And I'm gonna be real with you. And I'm be real with you, Jay. You have to know how to get there. There's not like, oh, it's right over here. No.
Yeah.
That building is huge and it's very intricate. Like the fact that they were in these offices and like everything else
was staged.
I really feel like these guys got a roadmap of where to go.
Okay.
And how to
these is Trump's cronies, yo. I'm trying to tell you now. I bet you these cats was like Secret Service.
I have a question.
Some other stuff, yo. I'm trying to tell you, yo. It is staged.
So
bullshit. They did it to interrupt this Senate meeting that they supposed to be having. They did it to interrupt the runoff count. They was trying to make Georgia be on pause. If you make this big scene, you make everybody stop what they doing to see what y'all are doing.
But this is my question. With all of that, also still won. in the midst of all of that happening, the race was called. He was confirmed the winner of the race. In the midst of that, when they first came back on the Senate floor and they said we're going to reconvene, they pretty much established the fact that those that originally intended to object, that they anticipated were going to object going into this joint Senate hearing, rescinded those objections.
Of course they did.
So that's going to expedite the.
But what else was they gonna do?
See, the thing is, but Jay, here's the thing.
So how could it have been staged when the ultimate? I'm not saying that it wasn't. There may have been elements of it that were, but I'm saying if the ultimate goal,
everything Trump has done since he's been in office has been staged.
Let me ask my question, Boog. If the point of today's joint Senate hearing is to confirm Biden and Kamala Harris, and they anticipated the objections would come with some very key states, a la Arizona, Pennsylvania, all of those. So the very first A state that they got to was Arizona. Boom. They got through Alaska like nothing. Trump already had 12 confirmed votes before they got to Arizona. When they got to Arizona, that's when everything stopped. You still had to get through those 2 hours that they were scheduled to debate before they returned back to the Senate floor. Okay, let's just say none of that foolishness out there happened and they were just stuck debating and they were going back and forth. The next day, if they go through, they go through. If somebody objects, now they got to wait 2 hours. That thing could have taken this into very well the weekend or into next week at the rate that the Senate was going. Okay. With all of this that just has transpired, whether it was orchestrated, whether they gave somebody the blueprint of the Capitol, whether they put it on a Facebook, I don't know. But whatever took place disrupted the Senate that much to now that when they did return, they're not that willing to object these states anymore because they saw the BS that just went on out there. And some of those senators that originally wanted to object is now like, well, this is not constitutional. Now they want to have a clear conscience and they want to take back that objection, which is going to speed up the confirmation.
But they're doing the same point I brought up earlier about how people do things as a reaction in response to what has happened. Like, I've been embarrassed by this, so now I need to do this to make up for what you did to embarrass me. This is really the same thing. So the Republicans who've been on Trump dick, really, let's just keep it all the way real, who allowed Trump to do all this stuff, today is the day like, oh my God, he really did embarrass us more than we thought he could. So we need to do something different.
Which is going to result in the confirmation going through.
But not because we really want to. We're not doing it because these things are right. We're not doing it because
I don't care about
we
that.
need to do things fair. We're doing this now because it embarrassed the shit out of us.
That's fine.
But you can, like I said, I was gonna say you can.
The result is Biden and Harris are going to be confirmed sooner.
I mean, they were going to be confirmed regardless. But what I'm saying is,
the objection,
regardless of what the Senate was doing, all of this stuff that happened today with Trump was staged.
I get that.
There's no way. There's just like Gianni was saying earlier. There's no way certain places in the White House they would have known how to get right to. Like these, I'm talking about. They went straight to these places, and then they was taking pictures, and they was like basically mocking. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
We would Trump. F y'all. Fuck y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do, or whatever. It was just to cause a diversion. It's just causing people. They just wanted them to delay what's the inevitable, which Trump been trying to do ever since election night. He literally said on national TV to everybody, like, I'm not going away. I'm unhappy, and I'm going to make sure that I cause chaos. i.e.,
I'm
I'm gonna go to the Supreme Court for all of these states to challenge the count of the votes. Some states was like, nah, you out of here. But the fact that they even still having to be on the Senate floor talking about the electoral votes for Arizona today is ridiculous anyway.
So let's clean some things up real quick. The confirmation of votes is not a real official hearing. It's ceremonial.
Right.
It is not with purpose.
And they're not supposed to debate. Right.
Right. Well, here's the thing. It is yes, and it's ceremonial, but they do have the right to object to it. But because it's such a foregone conclusion, it doesn't make any sense. The reason why I believe these guys stood up was because they were trying to protect their newfound base, which are these Trump Republicans. They didn't know, right? They didn't know that Trump was about to drop this draw 4, which was this protest that happened.
He slammed that shit down on the table too.
Right. They had no idea that this draw 4 was going to get dropped the way it did. So when the draw 4 got dropped the way it did, everybody in the room had to GPS recalculating. They had to recalculate what their career was going to look like politically after this dude is gone. That's the reason why they're changing their tune. It wasn't a change of heart. It was a real. No, I know you did. No, I agree. I know you did.
I'm just happy that the end result is going to result in a faster confirmation. That's all I was saying. Whether the version was staged or what,
right?
We gotta wait and go through this long draw. Here comes Georgia. Now Georgia wants to object. Here comes Pennsylvania. Now Pennsylvania gonna object. Michigan gonna object. Everybody wants to. We don't have to worry about that. That was all I was saying.
No, and you're absolutely right with that. I just think that what these guys thought they were going to do got that plan went out the window when this draw 4 got when this draw 4 got dropped. And I think that all these guys are not having a change of heart. Like, oh my God, they're not having a Grinch moment. Like their heart didn't go 3 times too big.
I definitely agree with that.
It's a business decision where because you even notice the language that they're using.
Because 2022 and 2024 is around the corner.
Right. But even in the language that they're using, they're calling them Trump supporters. They're calling themselves Republicans. Let's be very clear about those nouns. They're saying that those 2 nouns are not the same thing anymore.
Right.
Yep.
Like you said, you call them Jay Retrumplicans.
Yeah, they're Retrumplicans.
Or like they're also,
mainstream GOP.
They've also made it a point to make sure they called them protesters when they called rioters and looters.
Yeah.
But shout out to Chuck Schumer, who in the middle of his speech called them terrorists. And I was like, well played, Chuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he looked dead at bitch McConnell. And he told that man.
Speaking of Mitch McConnell, he's up right now.
He sure is looking like a damn turtle. He gets
because bitch McConnell, a man whose hands were damaged in trying to clap on me.
My grandma clamped it.
Oh my God. So
I will say that I was quite surprised that he reprimanded the Republicans today.
I was surprised.
No.
He was trying to save face.
He's trying to
say
ain't gonna disagree. I need Tangerine back on this panel because y'all, this testosterone is not about to overpower this here estrogen. I said what I said.
Babe, just flip your head.
No surprise. I saw it coming.
God.
Everything all these Republicans doing right now, I already knew it was gonna happen. As soon as Trump made his announcement and they played his video, I was like, "Yep, watch out these Republicans."
He could have acted. He could have went up there and he could have acted like nothing ever happened, and he could have just said, "We're gonna keep on business as usual," and that just would have been it. You don't have to scold You don't have to troll somebody, to get your point across. The language that he used was not the language that I thought he was going to use. I'll say that.
Fair.
I'll say that. The language
agree
that
with
he
you.
used, I did not think he would come to grips to come out of his own mouth. I'll say that.
I think the boat is taking on water. I think all the rats are realizing, yes, dear, whatever you say. I think
I said what I said.
We gonna let Mama J have this one. That's what we
Like
gonna
I
do.
said.
No.
Like I
Next
said, fine with me.
No, we're out of topics. That's the shit. We're out of
Actually,
topics.
we're not out of topics. Actually,
What? Oh, we're not. Okay, hold on.
we still
I'm in
got
charge of the girls.
I am in charge of the girls. I ain't got no shea butter shoulder. I got a caramel clavicle. Bam. Get into it.
caramel clavicle.
With the hair flip though.
Bam.
Get into it.
Get into it, Al. Yes.
Oh
right.
my God.
So I guess we'll move on from the Mayhem at the Capitol because we already know this is about to be an ongoing thing.
Because Boog gonna beat me up, and I don't want to get beat up by Boog. Okay.
I ain't about to beat nobody up.
He gonna also beat me up.
I just know Trump on some bullshit. And
I agree.
Bullshit. That ain't no disagreement.
No,
he's
all these Republicans on some bullshit. They just say they full of shit.
Yeah,
I don't care about them openly reprimanding Trump now, and when they put down. It's a show.
I don't want to make it seem like I was being a Republican sympathizer. Thank you, G.
No. I'm not
being a sympathizer at all. I am very much against.
I'm not taking it that way.
Oh,
I'm not taking it that way at all.
I was just trying to play a little devil's advocate, a little silver lining.
I just know how these uppity white folk in that Senate House is.
I'm just trying to be optimistic with the latest positive developments that have taken place. I'm trying to overshadow the bullshit that we saw today.
They will flip the script real quick.
To save face. To save face. That's all.
The same way.
I'm just ready to see the newness.
The same way when we see these people in you know what I'm saying, in the judicial system, the same way we see people in law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? Some of our community leaders, they do the same thing. Some shit hits the fan, and it's a bad look. Now you gotta save face. You gotta put this show on to try to make the people believe.
I mean, look at Lucido in Macomb County, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. He did the same thing. I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about. I get it.
That's like the norm. So that's why none of this stuff even like moves the needle for me. Like I don't be surprised. Like I'm just like, okay, I figured you would try to go to some type of extreme. Somebody was maybe not, one of the other people, but Mitch McConnell was the main person who's been having so much to say and having so much input. You know what I'm saying? Over the last few weeks, his name been in pretty much everything. So I'm definitely not surprised how he came out today.
Well, we'll see how he sleeps in his little turtle shell tonight.
They gonna sleep peaceful.
Well, you ain't got no conscience. You sleep peacefully. You just go to sleep. You ain't got nothing to worry about. That cold ass heart just
they is not bothered. They is not bothered.
I guess I'll end on this topic, which is gonna be mad uncomfortable. But
what you got to say, G? Talk to the people, G.
Okay, here it goes. I will talk to the people.
Talk, Big G. Talk, Big G.
It's so cute.
So because I realize whatever way I'm looking, if I face the opposite way, I'm looking at
you looking right at it.
Exactly. That's why I turn. Like talk to the people.
Y'all on some real,
Okay.
y'all on some real Brady Bunch type stuff right there.
No,
What you say?
but no, that's funny. See,
Boog
look,
up
see,
there.
Boog,
Okay.
Boog done figured it out. It's the
Boog
opposite.
up there. Brock up
Boog's
here.
up there.
And Eric
Brock's
up
up
there.
there.
Okay.
Right. It's the opposite way of you pointing. So
Right.
I guess my question is, how fair will history books be to this presidency? And I'm using the word fair in a very peculiar way. What I mean by this is that what do you think will be the language? Like, for example, I know that when I was going through school, of course, when we were going through school, the Bush administration was, or not the Bush, the Reagan administration was in our history books.
Yeah.
And of course, the Obama administration is going to be in the next history books the next 5 years. What do you think is going to be the lay of the land of how this administration will be explained to students? Because it's got to be explained about how does this guy who's never held or ran for any public office now has the highest job in the land? What do you think is going to be the conversation on it?
Ladies first.
Okay.
I think it would be. Well, thank you, Gianni. I think it would be based on the discretion of the instructor. And I believe that as long as
I like that.
I believe you don't have to go into great detail about the bullshit if you don't want to. As long as you cover the grade level content expectations that your grade is supposed to cover, and you cover the basics, the fluff and the filler is what the instructor uses as their creativity to express that. You don't have to talk about Trump just because you're talking about the presidency between 2016 and 2020. You don't even have to mention Trump's name. You could just say the president of the United States. You don't have to get off into his scandal. That could be a separate elective class if you want to get off into the scandal. But you don't. I would not. And I am a past educator in my past life. So with my students, I would not ever waste my time wasting their time talking about Trump. It would absolutely get lost in the talks of the fundamentals of government, and econ, and all of the things that they would need in the curriculum, in the core curriculum. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't have to talk about him.
I think I'm piggybacking off that. Like in our history classes, we talked about, like you said, the historical events, the econ, the timelines, and the people, the personalities.
Yeah.
So in the context of the class, whether it be history or American government, Trump gets little to no reference in my opinion.
He would be a notch on the
because my thing is, he has no contributions.
He got
contribution and impact in comparison to others.
Yeah, that's
before him. Not even close.
Yeah,
not even close. So
historical scandal, historical scandal, but not major historical contributions that contributed to the betterment of society. Absolutely not.
Like 9/11. 9/11 will be in history books.
Right.
You know what I mean? Obama will be in history books.
Charlottesville will be in history books.
Donald Trump as a personality may be referenced as a personality.
Right.
But in terms of historical and governmental impact, not even close.
That's what he is. He's a personality. He came into the White House as a personality.
Character.
Yeah.
He's a character.
He's a reality star.
Well, Ronald Reagan ain't have no political background either.
He was an actor.
Neither did Schwarzenegger.
When he became
Jesse Ventura.
And so,
but in all fairness, Reagan was a governor.
Yeah.
He was a governor.
I guess.
See, I'm saying like,
what was he before he was a governor? Did he just go actor to governor, or did he do anything else?
He went straight into that.
He went straight from Hollywood to Washington D.C.
He wasn't a congressman. He wasn't a community leader.
Right.
He was a none of that.
I just don't understand how this is the only industry that you can walk in with zero experience and literally run a whole fucking country. I can't walk into Beaumont with a scrub on and say, paging Dr. Reed, somebody hand me a scalpel because the shit's about to get real. I can't go in and emulate a doctor because I'm not an MD. I never have gone to schooling. I don't.
But like the title and the position of president in this country is really not based on your education.
Yeah.
Right.
You know
like
what I'm
when we
saying?
That's my
the average career
field, it should be.
The average career field, you know what I'm saying, is based on your education. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkled in with your experience, meaning you didn't already been at some companies where you may have started in the entry level, then you might have moved up and you didn't work in different sectors or departments of this field that you're in. That doesn't apply, you know what I'm saying, to these political positions, and you know what I'm saying. So,
because literally the job requirement is to have. Think about what the job requirement is for president.
7 years citizenship.
35.
No. The job requirement is literally for president. It's literally you need to be over the age of 35.
That's it.
And you need to be American born.
That's it.
It means that you have to be born in America, if you're born out of the country, both your parents have to be American.
You need to be connected. You need to know some people with some money. If I knew some people with some money and that would back me politically, and I was like, I'm gonna run for office. If I got enough pull, I could do the same thing.
I just really feel like
you're literally saying how to become president. I'm talking about to be eligible.
Just to be in the running. If I wanted to, I could say, you know what, y'all? 2024, it's going to be my year. I'm putting my name in the hat right now. And if I started a campaign big enough and I really felt like I could do it, I really could do it. The crazy thing about it, though, I don't have any experience. So I wouldn't even conceive biting that much off.
Well,
I'm just walking into a job like, you know what? I think I can do this. I know how to type. You know, I'm kind of good with people. I really think I can do this.
Well, I know one thing. The one thing that
foreign policy.
I think the one thing that I like that happened is with Trump actually being in office, and we've seen this. I think people who may have normally been like, I don't think I could do that, they now know that they can.
Yes. However,
I'm hoping that black folks really. I'm hoping that black folks really paid more attention to this because we need more black leaders.
I understand that, but I need black leaders who have black education and black experience. I don't want nobody just because they black saying I'm your next senator and they've never had a connection with the neighborhood, or they don't have any, civic involvement, or they don't do anything. They're not a leader in their community. I think black representation.
I disagree with that because you can have good people around you who can help steer you. The president's job is not. The president's job is not to know everything about everything.
I never said it was,
bud. And what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if they got experience or not. You want to have good people around you who know the stuff that you don't know. That's like the biggest thing. So if T.I. decided to run and
I wouldn't vote for him.
I get it, but still, if he decided to run and all he had was the niggas that he grew up in the hood with who don't know nothing, then what you talking about is valid. But if he came to the table and he ran for office and he got people like Stacey Abrams and people of her caliber around him, all he is the face. He's not the one that's actually doing all the work, but he's just the face and the mouthpiece. Like, hey, I'm relaying these messages from my team. It's the same thing as everybody.
Let's agree to disagree.
I mean,
I feel as though any job should have a level. There should be a standard of acumen in that field.
I disagree.
I'll say this much.
I disagree.
You gotta know the basics.
There are multimillionaires and billionaires who own companies who know nothing about the company that they run.
That's fine. We're not talking about that.
But I'm just saying it's the same thing. They're successful running a business, but they don't have a background in that business. You don't have to have a background.
But they're not impacted. They're not in control of foreign policy and decisions that affect the country either. They may be invested in their own personal gain within their business, or they may have other ventures that may, reflect positively on them as an individual. But those multi-million-dollar business owners don't do anything for me being good in their field. They're not doing anything for me because they're not changing any policies, or they're not sitting.
I totally disagree with that, because they're influencing a lot of policies. You may not think they are, but they are. That's why a lot of things.
I want you to listen. I want you to use your ears to listen, because that's not what I'm saying, brother. What I'm saying is, their influence is fine. The people that they have around them is fine, but you can't compare those types of industries.
I can.
Okay, well then you did. Boom. We'll agree to that.
I
kind of wanted to finish my point, but that's fine. If we move on, we move on.
No, I want to stay here just for this point right here. I believe that you need to be able to have one translatable skill into the job that you're going to walk into. I don't need you to be an expert. But I need you to have one translatable skill. And I'll give you a perfect example. The former president of the United States was a brilliant constitutional scholar. He had a very great understanding of the Constitution. Mm-hmm. Now, was he an expert in foreign policy? No. Was he an expert in education? No. Was he an expert in economics and building economies? No. But he did have that one translatable skill. I think that your success in anything doesn't require you to be an expert in everything. I think it comes with one expert gene and one humility gene. The expert gene meaning that you have the ability to be able to understand one element really, really well, but also be humble enough to build out a team that helps you look good. So like if T.I. did run for an elected official, his translatable skill would be, I understand communities and where the downfalls are. But I'm humble enough to go and find people to build out what I'm trying to have. I think that that's really the downfall of the current presidency, is that he had no translatable skill and he didn't listen to people that were around him. And that's why I think that's the reason why when we talk about the history books, how he'll be remembered as the guy that only listened to himself. And that's the danger of it all. That will be there's other really grave dangers about him. But for me, that's the biggest danger, is that you had no translatable skill. And then you didn't listen to anybody that had skills around you to make your life a little bit better. Because honestly,
you said the right word.
I appreciate the fact that you were afforded the opportunity to eloquently express that similar sentiment that I was attempting to get out. You did such a great job of summing that on up for me.
No. I think that's the albatross of great leadership, is your ability to be humble enough to listen, but also you got to come in with a hot skill, and Trump ain't had one.
I just feel like in the basic framework of any field that you get into, you should have some basic general knowledge of it. Trump came in not even knowing the 3 branches of government, and that is absolutely asinine to be the president of the United States and to rely on a team of people to tell you that there's a legislature, a judicial, they shouldn't have to tell you. These are things that you should know as the president of the United States. I can't walk into a club and claim to be a DJ because I got turntables. It looks good, but when it comes to the actual application, I'm gonna suck. I don't give a damn if I got the whole conglomerate DJs standing behind me. I'm gonna suck as a DJ, as an individual. So what I'm saying is, any job, any
terrible comparison
field that you're in,
cool.
I feel like yours was terrible, but I mean, you talked about a business
No,
owner.
mine was comparable because it's still
I
somebody.
disagree. Look, I can't even. Oh, yeah, let's go to the next topic because I can't.
That's a terrible comparison. You can't compare somebody with a certain skill. That's like,
I wasn't comparing the skill, Boog. I was comparing the fact that I say I'm something because I have something. I can't walk up in the White House and say I'm the president because it sounds good.
But apparently, but we can, because Donald Trump has already showed us that you don't have to have what you're talking about.
Boog.
Which is what I said the first time.
Boog.
And it's not the same as somebody with a skill. Like I can't go into a
moderator. Where's my moderator?
I can't go and do what Gianni doing in a classroom because I don't have training as a teacher. Just like he can't do what I do as a DJ because he haven't had training. But I don't have nothing to do with running a business or running a country because all you have to do is be the mouthpiece. You have people around you that do the job.
Lower it. That's not what I'm saying.
No, yeah, she's out. That's not what she's
you're
saying.
making a point that I'm not making, though, Boog. The point that I'm making is, if you are a professional, it behooves you to know about the profession that you claim to be involved in. If you are at the top level and you shaking your head, let me finish.
And I gave you. But you don't have to.
That's funny. Well, I'm going to roll out because once again, happy birthday, Julian. This guy has turned 16 years old. I'm going to enjoy the wonderful world of cake and ice cream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because once again, his school day has been interrupted by this. He probably won't have school tomorrow, which is crazy.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh no, trust me. There are a lot of schools that's in the DMV area that have.
I believe it.
That are like, even though we're all at home, it's just so crazy and everything else. So I will catch you all next week, and I'm going to. Oh, I want to do this. My vote is Wayman Tisdale, and I gotta go. I'm leaving on that.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, bro.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in to the Sparring Session. We'll see you guys next Wednesday, hopefully. Same time, same place. Shout out to everybody that tuned in on Facebook, Twitch, and Mixcloud. Also, for those that tuned in on YouTube tonight, we appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all soon. Happy New Year to everybody.
Bye.
Peace.